Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pinzon. I am your host, Pin. We have a very special episode today for everyone who's tuned in, man. So before we get everything going, make sure y'all hit that like button, turn on notifications, all the good stuff that you need to do in order to keep tabs with when we go live, when we post, when we have shorts, and all the extra surprises that come your way here at the Pinzon. We're doing something a bit different than what we normally do, and I'm extremely excited, and I've been anticipating this for a long time. This episode in the title is called The Road to the Zone, the mission statement, and I can't do it alone. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the man, the myth, the legend, the king, the prince of trucking. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince the Trucker.
Pinzon was good. Pin, what's up, my boy?
What's good with you, man? How you feeling, bro?
I can't complain, man. I'm at location right now.
Yes,
I have a
sir.
load to drop off tomorrow, so I'm here early. And I appreciate you bringing me on, bro. I'm just
Hey,
chilling.
man, we've been talking about this for years now, and we're finally bringing it into fruition right now. The timing is right. I'm looking forward to this conversation, Prince, as I always look forward to our conversations. Can you let everybody know, like, you're different right now. Your background's different than what normal people are. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
let the people know what's going on with your background. Where you at right now?
Well, pretty much it's the life of a trucker, right? I'm in the cab. If you guys watch my videos on PrinceThaTrucker on YouTube, I usually introduce myself by saying live from the cab of the rig, you dig? And it's no different today as I'm talking to the Pinzon. We're currently in Georgia right now, all the way from Cali. So it was about a 3.5 day trip,
Okay.
and I deliver early in the morning. So I'm here with the Pinzon, man. Simple as that.
That's what's up, man. You in your truck right now. The lights looking fly. That tiger in the background looking dope as ever, bro.
The eye of
Hey,
the tiger, baby.
hey,
The
I
eye of the
see
tiger.
it, bro. I see it, man. But let's bring it on and get started with this right here, bro. I
For
want
sure.
to talk about pretty much our history today, man. When things started, how it keeps going. Oh, snap, free smoke with the 499. Big
Free
salute. Free
smoke.
smoke.
Free
Cap
smoke.
look like money, 1000%, man. You know Prince is always gonna do it right. Free smoke, I appreciate you, my boy. Hope all is well with you, man. But we over here, we got the homie Prince, and we're gonna be chopping it up for a little bit, man. So stay tuned, locked in. You're gonna learn a lot of new things about us and the origins, pretty much, of what's going on.
Yeah.
PVG, I'm gonna put some pictures right now. The first picture I think we ever took was the picture when we were at the restaurant, my name. We were shaking hands. I don't know if you can see it, but we were shaking hands and pointing at each other. That is the old school pin zone, they called me. And that's manly right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
You had the
look.
shades, bro. We got the Ed Hardy. You got the Ed Hardy jeans. I got the Ed Hardy shirt, bro. Why don't you talk about this time, bro? How did this all begin, my G?
You know what? First of all, look at the cuts, bro. Those are
Come
the
on.
military. Yo, no facial hair. Look at us
Hey,
right now, and
we
look at
got the defaults on, boy. That 2K
yo.
default. You know what I
You
mean?
feel me? Look, these to keep it G, man. These were the young fly days of Prince and Pinzon, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we were in the military. It was a change of life for both of us, and we had just found each other as battle buddies, if you will. If you have any kind of military background,
Yeah.
you're the type of person to either be solitary or on your own, or you end up finding a battle buddy, and that's what I found in my brother Pin. You know what I mean? So this is like one of the first outings where we actually went out and sat down and had a boss meal, man. So this right here brings up a lot of memories and also is like chills right now, G, because
Yeah.
again, these were like the McFly days for us, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
These were the
100%, bro.
McFly days.
The Super McFly days, man. Super McFly. Now, question. The first memory of your boy, bro. Let's talk about that moment. Cause I have
Sure,
we had the same, we were in the same moment,
sure,
different mindsets,
sure.
but we connected after this moment. Go ahead and talk about that real quick, bro.
Well, the one that sticks out to me specifically, there's two, but the one that I'm gonna share is when we were in the gym.
Uh-huh.
When we were in F.E. Warren Air Force Base gym, and it was a lot of ballers from all over. If you know Wyoming, that's in the middle of nowhere. It's like right above California, and Nevada. I had no idea where Wyoming was located. Um, but long story short, it was very competitive with people coming from all over when it came down to basketball. And
Yeah.
as you know, the Pinzon, he's all about sports. I grew up being a ball player who could have potentially, in my opinion, maybe Penn could tap on that a little bit. Could have went to the league if things went the right way. We had a little bit of skill, but long story short, man, we were in the gym and we were playing pickup games. And I just recall being kind of like the person who was putting the team together. And I had seen Penn a couple times in the gym shooting. Um, and, again, it was one of those situations where we were picking teammates. And it seemed like for whatever reason, people were sleeping on him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And from what I saw and what I observed, I said, you know what? I'm finna rock with this dude. So I picked up Penn over somebody who thought I was gonna pick them. I remember it clearly. They thought I was gonna pick them, but I ended up picking my man Penn. And there was a point in the game where I was doing my thing because I'm a point guard. Penn knows this. Taking control of the game. He was very patient because there was a couple times he was open, and I was still doing my thing. And in the one play where I came down the court and hit him in the corner, it was kind of like I was setting it up, right? Just trying to get all the attention on me. And then when he was wide open, he had his hand up like doing the ball. And I'll never forget, bro. That man caught that ball, hit that release, and all you heard was schwack, whish. And then he looked at me and was like, "That's what I do."
Yeah.
That man said, "That's what I do."
Yeah.
He was like,
Straight up.
"Thank you."
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I
And
remember
from
too,
there, it was
bro.
history. From
Yeah,
there, it
I
was kind of
remember
like
too.
history.
There was a time, bro. I was already feeling type of way, but I'm accustomed to it, bro, because I went to a predominantly black high school as well. And
Right.
when I first got there freshman year, I'm one of the last ones picked. But when I get on the team, it's like, I bet we win, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
watch the work.
Absolutely.
Like, I
Right.
might not look like you, but I'm going to outwork you.
Right.
And I felt the same way in the military. So I'm like, all right, these dudes, they know each other. I'm new here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to my spot and like the ball's not coming to me. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll let that slide. And then again, I'm like, they're not even guarding me. I'm not even getting the rock. So I looked at you like, hey, it's time, bro. Like, you're gonna have to throw me that rock eventually. And yeah, I hit that shot, bro. And yeah, that's what I do. And you passed like three times in a row to me, bro. Same spot.
And
Squat,
it was
squat.
swag again.
Every
It was
single
swag
time, the
again.
exact same thing, bro.
Yep.
It was nasty. It was a fun time. But after that, I was like, yo, he listened, and hey, I could respect it because this dude's nasty with it, bro. Because I was like, I'm used to like I was teammates with Robert Covington in high school, who played in the NBA. So I know the levels you got to be at. And Prince ain't lying. Like, if things were a little different, he could have made it to the league. He was that nice at point guard. I'm not saying he's the perfect point guard or anything like that, but his skill set, how he plays, how he could lead a team, and not how he could take control of games. I was like, okay, he's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
Who's
really
the two
good.
people? Who's the two people you compared me to, if you remember,
Oh
as
man,
in style of game? And if you forgot, I'll remind you.
you gonna have to remind me because I don't remember, bro. You're gonna have to remind me.
Derrick Rose.
I did say that. Yep.
And Darren Williams.
And Darren Williams, yes, 100%. As you can tell, I'm a Chicago dude. You know what I'm saying? He had the explosiveness of D Rose, and he could finish with contact. He could finish in different angles that I know I could never. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my game, finishing at the rim like that. But Prince, that dude was doing it. I was like, okay, he good. Yeah, like, he's really good. You know what I mean? Like, there's a
But
reason
that was a
why
long time
everything's
ago. That
going
was a
up.
long time
Yeah,
ago.
this is when I was 18 years old, bro. I was still youngin'
Yeah.
in the game and youngin' in life and everything like that.
Yep.
But seeing that, I was like, all right, for sure. Like this dude could ball. This dude, but I need to show him I could ball too, though.
Yep.
And I think that's when it clicked when he was like, okay, I'm a guard. I can hand the ball to anybody where it needs to be, and I got someone I know is gonna get that assist taken care of. You know what I mean? It was
That's kind of the battle buddy formula that we're
yeah,
talking about. Um, just being in the same environment, same area, and instilling that camaraderie and trust from something that just seemed basic, a pickup game.
yep,
Observing, being observant of our surroundings, and saying, you know what, I'm gonna believe in you, and then you're gonna believe in me. You see what I can do, I can see what you do, and that's kind of like the seeds that were planted. You know what I'm saying, from that whole process, because it was a lot every day in the military. All the stuff
absolutely,
that went
bro.
on,
Yeah, it went down. It
all the
went down.
egos
Yeah,
and
yeah, it went
people
down.
dribbling up at the top of the key for
Yeah.
50 minutes, and
Hmm.
you know,
A lot of people thought, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they're, but hey, they're confident in themselves, respect. You know what I mean?
yeah, for
Respect.
sure.
But reality kicks in, and a good basketball player will know his role. No, he doesn't need a
Exactly.
coach to know his role. And I know I'm not the best, but I know where I need to be to make everybody else the best. You know what I'm saying? Like
And to keep it
straight up.
real, Pin, the people may not know, but you know who was in my
Yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah,
You know who I grew
100%.
up next
I
to, bro.
know.
You
Oh
know.
yeah, I know who it
We
is.
could have put that picture on the pod, but we gonna
We
say
could
that for
have.
next.
Hey, we could. That's a
Next
future
time.
conversation we could
Yeah,
have. You know what I
next
mean?
time.
Let me
Next
get the
time.
chat real quick. The chat's a little popping right now. I appreciate you again. Free smoke for the $4.99, bro. Love the background. Sharon says. Free smoke says fire. Player ones. Let's go, bro. Uzziah, imagine. Renz, what's up, brothers? Renz, good to see you, my boy. Hope all is well with you, G. For real. He said, no, that sounds dope. He legit swished it. Yes, sir. Background on point. Thank you, man. This is a collaboration background that me and Prince worked on it together, man. And I think it came out terrific. Here, I'll even show y'all. Oh, that ain't it. I'll even show y'all, you know what I'm saying, the fullness of the background real quick without us being here. To let y'all know what to do. Me and Prince were working on it, talking back and forth, and we came out with the conclusion that this one goes hard. It's straight up at
Yeah, it
the end of the
does.
day, bro.
It
It
really
goes
does.
hard. Yeah.
It does.
Penny Hardaway, bro.
Yo,
Yo.
smoke. Pin E Hardaway, G.
That's wild. What's up, Ma? I'm glad you're here live with us. How are you doing? Hope you had a great day today. He said, P Rose, my boy. Yo, that's hilarious, man.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
let's talk about because that was the outside of work, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
we were on the same flight. And let's talk about our history. I'm gonna show you a picture of PVG because he used to work the gate most of the time. And normally, like when you work at the gate, you you're in an elite category because most people like myself, we would be in the WSA, whiskey 19, whiskey 22. We're just in there. Prince was a little bit different. He got to be on the gate, man. Here's a picture of him right here. This guy right here was a straight hard worker and is, you know what I mean, hard worker. He took his job seriously. No matter who's watching, he stayed consistent. And the leadership saw that and he earned the respect that he got in the military. Prince, who you saluting to right there, my boy? What and when you see this picture, bro, what comes to your head first, bro?
Uh, Bro, it just goes into what you said, G. Like, just always wanted to separate myself from everybody,
Yeah.
regardless, because that's just the type of person that I am. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I just know where I come from. You know what I mean? I was born in New York, raised in California, and my mom was very militant with me. You know what I'm saying? Before I even got to the military, you having
Yeah.
a Puerto Rican mother, you know what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, bro, at this time, I was probably about 21 years old. As far as who I was saluting, you already know, G. We had so
Yes,
many
sir.
colonels and generals,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
I just remember that this particular picture, which is
Mm.
kind of crazy, you're showing this one in particular. The base paper came up because of what you're saying, and did an article, your boy, specifically, and it was about discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there it is right there. You got it all
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. That's fire. An everyday chance to do the extraordinary. Now, this is a guy coming from California into the Wyoming mountains, meeting up with my boy Penn and just coming to work every day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The military is, and like he said, the gate. They always put me there because they knew what 8, 10 hour days, my G, rain, sleet, hail, snow. We never switched it up. We were always the same. We always worked hard. Some people even called me a tool. They were like, "Hey, yo, you're a tool, bro."
Mm-hmm.
But I never kissed booty. You knew that. I
The
never kissed
jealous
booty.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Straight
always
up.
kept it. I always kept it Cali. I always kept it as G as possible. But I
Mm-hmm.
did my job and I did it very well. And I think that just kind of ties into further where we're going to go into this conversation of having discipline always, even at a young age. This isn't an act. This isn't something that we're trying to convince you of. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're really cut from that caliber of doing the best that we can in everything we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely. You were 21 at the time. I was 18 years old. So you were like a big brother figure.
right.
Eventually that's what this turned into, you know what I'm saying? Where I would look at his cadence. I would hear and pay attention and be like, because I know he earned what he's getting, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, the sergeants that we had, I wasn't getting no treatment. Yeah, I felt like I was getting treated like the opposite direction. And I always grew up like, you want respect, you got to earn it. I'm not just going to give it to you. I don't care what's on your strap. I don't care what's on your hat. Like, you're going to have to, if you want my respect, you're going to have to earn that job. I'm not just going to give it to you and I don't know you like that, because that's how betrayal comes in. That's how they use you. Like, a lot of stuff comes to mind. So I was very strong in that. But I would see the people, a lot of, I won't name names, but a lot of sergeants, I'm like, keeping an eye. But with Prince, he kind of opened his doors where I got to go to his crib. You know what I mean? Like, he was the only one I'm pretty much hanging out on a personal level where he's like, hey, it's open doors for you, bro. Anything you need, I got you. Any questions you have, don't hesitate. You know what I mean? So he was that big brother figure that not just in the military, but even when we left the military, uh he was still that big brother figure, because I ain't got no brothers. You know what I mean? I got
Yo,
a I got an
you
older
better not have no brothers. Yo.
I only got a sister, a beautiful older sister. You know what I mean? So I never had the brother, and I have my boys like Nino, Mikey. I'll put
Shout out
Nick
to
in
them.
there. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to
Like,
Nino
I've
and
known
Mikey.
them, Nino and Mikey. I've known them since I was 2, 3 years old. Uh, they're brothers, but we weren't like, we would see each other maybe once a week. There was a time where me and Prince was on the daily with it, bro. Like, just kicking it, bro. Where either we're in person or online gaming. That's when all the stuff started right there, man. And yes, sir.
Yo,
The gaming aspect of our relationship
we're talking
really,
about military based life, y'all. Like
yeah.
military based life and finding a battle buddy within that. That's all he's talking about. Is
Yep.
like we came from two separate areas, and I appreciate your compliments, bro. I appreciate what you're saying because
Mm-hmm.
again, these are the building blocks. I always was a big brother figure, but I never looked at myself as better than Pinzon. I never
Yep.
looked at myself as just because I'm handling it this way and you're handling it that way. When work was over, like you said, we can go to the gym, we could play the game. Like it was like being boys from the street, you know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I always in our friendship wanted to broadcast that to him because I'm a good judge of character, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I knew that he needed someone like that. And in turn, him seeing the type of person I was, he knew that I needed somebody as well to be able to bounce off of and really just be who I was, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
And with that, it really made me understand like what I need to do to be my own man. You know what I mean? Like, with that, you learn, like, because with my background, like, I had my parents and they were, it was, you know what I'm saying? I was
I
I
know.
was surrounded. I was
Right.
surrounded and kind of domed. You know what I mean? And I say that by like, I'm not saying it's prison. I loved my childhood. I had freedom. But there was like, because of religion, there was certain things I can't do that other people are doing, or I can't go here unless my parents know their parents. Like, so
I get it.
conversations that I felt uncomfortable
I get
at
it.
the time, which I
Hmm.
totally understand now that I'm a parent. So it's just like, I had to figure out a way of like, all right, how do I become my own man in this? And really, like, I'm just getting to know who I am as an individual. And Prince was always there to just be there. Like, he wasn't even trying like to teach me stuff. Like, he was literally just himself. and we were just in conversations. But those conversations and the eyewitness account of it really homegrown me to the man that I am today, too, to this day, bro. And it's this is why that bond was very special. I got a picture up right now. We probably playing 2K. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Look,
we're probably playing 2K right now, G. We're probably playing 2K.
This man, let me tell you, just going into that segue, bro. This man, every time we go somewhere on base and someone swear they were good at Madden, someone swore they were good at 2K.
Let me see.
This picture you're seeing right now, just look at his face, man. Like, look, he got that lean back with the cap, like, I'm finna, Pen. There was a couple times, you know how you meet somebody and you be like, yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. And I remember the first person you beat, because again, remember, this is military, like we get into the guard mount room and everybody had PlayStation 2s or whatever was out at the time.
I think it was PS3 at the time.
Yeah, PS3 and how bad they were. Penn was the dude that I would go with to their crib and see him beat somebody, and not just beat him, but beat him badly. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, all right, he had a good game or whatever. So then we'll come back the next day and he'll beat him worse. He'll make him quit. And I'm like, yo, dude is official, bro. Like it got to the point where he showed me he was who he was when it came to that game. And like, straight up.
Yeah, bro. I've always been like, first time I played 2K was the original with Allen Iverson on the cover.
Yeah,
Sega Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast.
That was the first one that I've actually played. But I played NBA Live 95. That was like NBA Jams before that. Like I've always been big on the sports aspects of game. Baseball, MLB The Show, triple play baseball, hardball 5. Like I'll name games that people have never heard of. Madden, like before Madden, I was playing Joe Montana football on the Sega Genesis.
Joe Montana football.
Like I was doing things no one else was doing. I'm just like, I want to figure out what this is, man. I just seen a Bears game for the first time. Like I want to learn this sport, and you learn it, you get good, and it's like when it came to sports, I was very competitive. So somebody say they better than me in Madden, I'm like, bro, you better put your money where your mouth is, bro. I remember one time we were on our way to work, G. And you kind of were instigating the conversation with me and one of our fellow airmen, bro.
He shall remain nameless.
Yeah, he shall remain nameless, man. But I was like, hey, you think you nice with it? Bet money on it, man. Put some money on it. And he, you know what I'm saying? Then he would say something, bro. Like, put your PlayStation on it. Say less, bro. I was like, accepted. And he was like, nah, I ain't even. You know, like, no, I gotta really think that real quick. I was like, bro, how about your next paycheck? Well, dude, he's like, I got a family. I can't do that. I was like, this dude's already duck. I already have him, bro. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, he ain't about it. Real talk. And then I said it like, let's do it for the game. How about that? Whoever loses gives up that Madden game. He accepted it, bro. We played. I won 35-7. And he gave me the disc, bro. And I was like, damn, I already got this game. And I gave it to Prince, bro. I was like, Prince, you ain't got this, right? You could get better at Madden now, G. In his crib, bro. I think it was around Thanksgiving time too, bro.
It was
in front of the flight. So that was one of the moments where it was like,
and I remember that whole thing. Like, I'm just being zip quiet right now, bro. But I remember that to a T. I remember the conversation. I remember the instigation. I remember the situation, and I remember the confiscation, man.
The confiscation, bro.
Give me that, bro. Like,
for real, bro.
It was that bad.
Yeah, bro. It was different. It was definitely a different time. But all that stuff just made us bond more, bro. Real talk at the end of the day, bro. Because it made us want to get better at gaming. Like I remember in 2K, I felt like I was top dog, you know what I'm saying? And I would be like, hey, instead of doing this in 2K, you know, this is gonna cause some turnovers. I want you to do this instead of just pressing X, press R1, then whoever you want to pass it to. That's gonna, you know, and just like in my way, like I want this dude to get better too, to the point you started beating me, and I was like,
but how many times did it take, bro? Because like where I was from, I was nice. Yeah. But when I got into the military and started playing Penn, and here's the thing about Penn. This was when D Rose was playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he was fully confident and using the Bulls. The Bulls had Jimmy Butler on there. Like I said, this man, he just
Joe King.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It just belt to booty, bro. Every time, like
Kyle Korver.
And I played him so many times because I'm a prideful person, so it's like I ain't never got L this bad
Yeah.
in a row until I played Penn. So it was like
Uh-huh.
from a gaming aspect, it kept happening so much to where I did get better.
Yeah.
It's games where Penn was just so used to running the same play or doing the same thing. He figured me out to where it was like I couldn't, but I played him so many times that I actually started to make games closer. And then that's
Mhm.
when he was like, okay, he would give me the, certain gems like, I see that you're learning this and this and that. At the end of the day, stop going over here because you see I'm burning you up right here.
Yep.
So again, that just kind of goes into the development of how much time we spent. That's what this picture is representing. Like there
Mhm.
was many hours spent like this, bro, on the
Yep.
couch gaming and playing games, and not just between ourselves, but seeing him go over to other people's crib and just take their stuff
Yeah.
and give it to me,
For
like,
real,
bro.
like, hey, this is yours. Remember
Yeah,
that.
it was a
Yeah,
cold
bro.
time, man. Those were the good days, bro.
And then you put me on Call of Duty. So I knew about Call of Duty, but I played it like it was SOCOM. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's what I was accustomed to. I'm a like when I played when it comes to shooters, SOCOM Navy SEALs, Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell. It was like low profile sneak attack type stuff. You know what I mean? So when I played with you in Call of Duty, bro, he was legit coming out like the picture you see on the bottom. I'm gonna move it to the side real quick, but he was coming out full blaze, like, oh snap, y'all moving too fast for me, real quick, bro. Like y'all really grooving like that. Like I don't know how this is. I don't know how y'all can process so fast with everything was going on. And that was like he pretty much gave the initiation of like this is how you play Call of Duty, fam. And for that moment on, bro, I literally took off like I need to learn as much as I can and get better every single day. It just brought a love to the game that and it was a good time. Modern Warfare 2 was that first one where we connected, bro. Modern Warfare
we
3,
played the original shipment.
yeah,
And we
yep.
were getting ospreys because again,
Hmm.
I'm glad you brought up that
Back to
segue.
back Ospreys, my
Look,
boy.
and we were so good at map
Yeah,
control in the original. I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare
it was
1, bro.
MW2. We
And
started, but MW3 is when we like we're getting Ospreys left and right, like back to back.
bro, I was running around with that M60 and that was my joint.
Yep.
That was back in the day when Call of Duty came out. That
Hmm.
was my joint.
Yep.
And Penn had the sport game. So I remember trying to bring him over to Call of Duty.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, you need to play this. And he was just because everybody on base was playing it. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
but Penn was so good at the sports games, hence the Pinzon. That's who he is. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Um, he was just kind of like, whatever. He was like, well, since you my boy and you playing it, I'm gonna get into it. So it took
Hmm.
him a little bit, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And I remember giving him the same pointers he would give me. Like he would poke out from behind the crates without waiting for the shots.
Hmm.
And the dangerous thing about Penn is when you give him a little information and he starts to understand what's going on, he has the potential to rise above what you're
Yeah.
saying. And if you're not careful, he might be doing that to you. You feel me? Like, yo, I'm the one that told him what to do, and now he's over here smacking me. Like, so that kind
Yeah.
of,
Yep.
that kind of was a bitter, a sweet moment for me in our gaming history to where I was able to introduce him to Call of Duty. And if
Hmm.
you've been following his channel, Pinpoint Gaming before the Pin Zone, I mean,
Yep.
you've seen plenty of examples where, I was known as the Prince of Camos for a while, but he really took the multiplayer ranked um, and even created his own league to a totally different level. So it was even cool seeing him mature from a video game standpoint in Call of Duty.
Yeah. And that's one thing I've always appreciated you, bro. Like you were never like the jealous type. There's people who just be jealous for no reason, bro. You're
Right.
not a true racer. You know what I mean? Like yeah,
Yeah, for
people would just
sure.
be jealous. Those are insiders that we maybe we could speak on other topics in the
Yeah.
future episodes. But like one thing I do know about Prince,
You're not a true racer.
this is a perfect example of who he was in the military. He was on his game, but the kindness always showed out, the professionalism always showed out, and him being there for those who not even just in need, even just to be there, just to be there sometimes like I just need to show my presence here in this moment. it's the type of dude he was, man. And I'm gonna show a couple pictures myself too.
Yeah, do your
Since my
thing.
mama's here, you know what I'm saying? I gotta show
Represent.
younger me Nita over here. This was in Texas, a little bit after I
Yo,
graduated,
look
I
at
think,
that
bro.
picture, bro.
Yeah,
Look at that
bro.
picture, bro.
Young and bro. I had the jawline, like everything was smooth with it, man.
You look like a
Um,
Puerto Rican Colonel Gallo, bro.
yeah, bro. I was looking nice when it came to the military, bro. Even with the old school I think that was the iPhone
Yep.
charger right there, bro. The old school
Yep.
original one, bro. And
iPhone 1.
then me, like, I figured out how to, like, I need to be fresher than these dudes in this military game. So I always, you know what I'm saying, make sure my hair was done right. I always took care of myself, made sure my eyebrows were good. People thought I was fruity with that sometimes. Like, look at why you do your eyebrows like that. You ain't gotta worry about why I gotta do my eyebrows like that. I have my reasons though. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about it. You trying to go to the club? You know what I mean? Like, I'll
Yo,
show
for
you
real.
why I do my eyebrows like that, bro.
Fly boy Pin back in the
Yeah,
day. Like, you
yeah,
not from where I'm from, so you
yeah.
wouldn't understand. You dig what I'm saying?
And we left the military, and most of the time, when you leave the military, you pretty much leave everything behind. The
Mhm.
only thing that stayed in the front was our brotherhood, bro. This was a picture of me and Prince when I drove to see him in Oklahoma, bro. Um, we went to we were just chopping it up, and I was like, I think I'm gonna come visit, bro. I'm just gonna drive out there and come see you, my G, and see how you doing and everything. And he hosted me, and it was a great experience. Like, always, like, and this was the first time I seen him since like 2010. Like, it
Man,
was, and this was like maybe 2014, 2015. This is a little bit like probably like a month before I met my wife, G.
right,
And you were trying to put me on the Chesapeake job. This is where you were working for the oil company, and you gave me an in. Let's be real. Like, you gave me an in for the job, and I prayed about it, and I just felt like it wasn't it's just not the time. Like, I can't say it's not for me, but it's just not the time.
right.
And
Life be lifing, bro. Life be
hey,
lifing.
literally like a month later, I met my wife, bro.
Yep.
Literally a month later from that. So it was like it was hard, bro, because I was like, I really want, like, hey, his job sounds nice. The pay sounds fantastic.
And it
Like,
was.
yeah, and like
It
like
was.
that, I do that for 10 years. I'm pretty much set, you know what I mean? Especially if
Right.
I invest with it too. Like, I'm gonna be really good working at the oil field. And yeah, it was a hard sacrifice, because to me it was a sacrifice to turn it down. And I accepted a technician at AT&T, bro,
Yep. I
for
remember.
the job. And I met the wife shortly after that, and it was crazy times, but that brotherhood stayed even outside the military, which is
Exactly.
extremely rare. G, I ain't gonna
Right.
lie to you. I don't know if I know anybody from the military that they just stay connected like we have, bro. Real talk.
Right. And
People,
that's all that situation was, Pin.
yeah.
Like, you remember that, I went through the orientation. They're like, hey, do you
Hmm.
guys know any veterans? They were looking for veterans in specific.
Yeah.
And again, that just is a testament to how we are and the brotherhood that we share. I
Hmm.
didn't expect you to just pack up and leave, but it was kind of like better than me just not offering it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it might have been a blessing at the time, but
Hmm.
the reality is, God's timing is perfect.
Yep.
So you knew what you were dealing with. You knew my intention.
Yep.
You knew where I was at, my
Hmm.
situation, and it was no judgment. It was just kind of like hey, I have to do what I have to do, and I'll get back with you on that. And as you mature into men, because we're talking about from the 18-year-olds, now we've
Yep.
progressed a little bit. That picture right there was a little bit of progression post
Hmm.
military.
Yep.
I had went back home for a little bit. There were some months and maybe a year or so that went by. And then when you came to visit me, bro, that's when I had the apartment in
Yeah.
Oklahoma. So you were able to see, like, okay, my boy Prince got back on his feet.
Hmm.
And, this is real. This was another
Yeah.
chapter where we were like, I remember you took that drive in the Audi, bro. And I was
Hmm.
shocked that you're even willing to do it. I'm like, for
Yeah.
real? And you were like, yo, bro, I'm coming out. And I was like,
Hmm.
this is lit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is lit
Yep.
right here. So that's
Hmm.
all it is, man. These are the chapters we're talking about as far as, when, boys to men in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
Boys to men and the
Worst
choices that you have to
behavior.
make.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
100%.
choices. He met his beautiful wife that he has now
Yep.
with his two boys and a girl on the way. Like,
Yep.
can't have it any other way than what it is.
Yeah, bro. At the end, I think it worked out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For both of us. Now you trucking. You know what I'm saying? You a trucker right
I'm
now.
a mother trucker.
Before I get into that, let me get the chat one more time, bro.
Yeah,
Ren said, "Hope y'all. It's been a hot minute. Hope y'all doing well." Uzi said, "That's an amazing picture and an amazing story. Brotherhood is unheard of. Salute to both of the kings, bro. And my mother loves the pictures. Uzziah's keeping tabs. He's peeping." But let's talk about this trucking game with you. I want to do something real quick. I have a couple questions for you
for sure.
that I have prepared that I would like to discuss, bro. Um,
Okay.
um, so you make a lot of YouTube content when it comes to trucking, and not only just like I'm just driving and showing my screen or anything, you're going to a lot of details of like how to become a successful trucker, how to stay positive, inspiration, like a bunch
Mm,
of positive stuff coming from your channel. That's why I always say, even in the comment section, like your channel is one of the goats in YouTube because
right.
there's no negative talk, bro. You're just encouraging people to be better, whether it's in trucking or out of trucking. You could take what you say and use that in your everyday life, no matter what your career is. You know what I mean? And I know there's people like, I don't know, he's a bot, whatever. Like, you can say all you want, but hey, I don't just say things just to say things. So my
Exactly.
question, saying all that to you, man, what inspires you to create those videos that you make? What inspires you to just show who you are, pretty much to the world to see?
Good question, bro. And it all stems from me taking pride in who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
you know this. I always consider myself a royal prince. That's my middle name. We got Puerto Rican blood in us. It just has something to do with who I am as a person. Not boastful, but sure. You know, going through life and understanding that I really want to see people do well
Yeah,
because I know where I come from. I know what I've been against. I know just the ways of life. And I'm really thankful that God has given me the insight and the ability to keep a stable mind, bro.
yeah,
Because again, all these things we're talking about from the beginning of the pod to now we're kind of fast forwarding into the present.
yeah.
This was 21 years old to 25 to
Mhm.
28 to 30 to 32. So I'm about to be 40 in May of
Yeah,
this year. So in becoming mature, not just as a person, but as a man, you know, what is my gift to the world? What can I continue to give and be humble for and be grateful for? Um, it doesn't matter how it started out. You know, the point of Prince Vision Trucking is to connect with people that I know are sharing the same thoughts that
yeah,
I did. Because when I was looking up trucking, it's not something I woke up and was like, oh, I'm gonna be a trucker. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just happened from the
yeah,
military experiences to the grant money to one step that I've always done in my life has led to another.
yeah.
Um, so it's just being thankful to answer your question. What inspires me is like
Mm,
this is how far I've gotten in my life with the gifts that I've been given. I have the ability to do it. It's beneficial.
yeah,
And from a YouTube standpoint and a mentor standpoint, I always just want to educate, especially the older I get, because we're
mm,
not getting any younger. Even though I feel young at heart, I know that I'm a man.
yeah,
And whether it's my homies, my parents, a potential love interest in the future, anyone I come across with, I just want to be able to walk in my grace, royalty, and wisdom. You know what I'm saying, Pen? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
simply put, is I want to continue to grow and help people grow around me, whether it's directly or indirectly, brother.
That's always been a part of you, I think, since you were a child, bro. Real talk. I think you having a younger brother really set off that spark in you, bro. And it's maintained till now. And you're about to be 40 years old. And it shows like that shows a lot of character in itself. Cause I'll tell you right now, and you know this too. Not a lot of people like that in this world.
Right, for sure.
There's not a lot of people who will be like, hey, I got you with it. Like, I didn't even ask. I still got you with the information. Or I
Right,
still, yeah, like you don't need to ask. I'm the type of person that'll give and give no matter what. I'm just gonna give because I can. And it really shows again that character. Another question for you real quick.
sure.
Um what made you want to? I guess you answered that a little bit, but what made you? What started the whole like? I want to do content creating as well too. Like, there's the PrinceThaTrucker aspect of it, but I know you started this way before gaming. If you want to talk about it, Prince Vision
For
TV,
for sure.
like it started way back. And kind of give us your journey from um PVT to PTT. You know what I mean? Kind of give us the story from beginning to end, as
Short,
much as you can. Yeah.
shortly put, bro. And like I always tell you, like first of all, I come from the land. Like
Hmm.
as you can see in the background where it says Prince Trucker, in the on the left, you see the city skyline. That's
Yeah.
California right there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's the Hollywood sign. You know what I mean? Like I come from a place that a lot of people from afar would like to take part in, and that's the arts, right? Being on TV or being an athlete, getting to that
Hmm.
section of the land. So people are talented musically. There's so many different ways, and I just feel like we're creatives, bro.
Yeah.
Like yourself, how far you've come.
Hmm.
I know you asked the question about me, but I'm gonna ask you some questions too once I get done,
Yeah. No
as
doubt.
far as that, because I would like to get your mind frame on the same thing. But
Mm.
honestly, bro, it's just realizing that I have a gift from God, and that I just constantly want to find a way of expressing that.
Mm.
YouTube came out, social media came out, and I just feel like no, I don't have all the answers. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot more information and they're very successful. But I just kind of feel like if the world has outdone itself in a way with social media and all that, I want to put out a representation and an image of
Mm.
positivity, of education, of what I know. Because honestly, sometimes we think that we're nobody, but everybody is somebody. And you never know who's watching and how impactful your words or even your vibe can be, bro.
Yeah.
To someone else. Someone in uh El Salvador could be watching the Pinzon and think
Mm.
you're the greatest YouTuber in the world, bro.
Yeah.
And you can't tell them no different because of how you come across. And that's
Hmm.
the beauty of this thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like you got to come from the heart. You got to continue to mature. It's not about being famous. It's not about being the one with the most numbers.
Hmm.
It's about, are you happy with yourself and your expression to people? And if you're getting a result and and getting that reception,
Yeah.
it's a blessing, bro. And it can only get better from there.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So you say you have a couple questions. Go ahead and shoot some. Shoot your
Yeah.
shot.
So
Yep.
uh just knowing you and knowing where you were,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and everything we've talked about from being a young man
Hmm.
to finding your way, and now you have a beautiful wife with a family.
Yeah.
My whole thing is for the people out there that are watching the Pin Zone and just getting to know you, like, what is your biggest motivation behind the work that you put on,
Yeah.
behind the scenes? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Making all the platform and expressing yourself in sports,
Yeah.
just wanting to see more for yourself. Like, what is your motivation?
Um. So before I answer that question, kind of got to go through a little history. Like, obviously, I've played sports since kindergarten. Even before kindergarten, I was on teams, traveling teams for basketball, baseball, and football. And so sports always been a part of my life. It's always been in me. I've never been the type to like if you told me in high school that I'll be doing this,
Right.
I would be like, yeah, nah, that ain't me. You know what I mean? That ain't
Right.
me at the end of the day. I had to grow into everything. I started YouTube, keep it funky, because of you. Like, I remember you wanted to do a channel, and but you were out with working all the time. And I was like, hey, Prince, I'm gonna start one up, G, and I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna start one up to let you know I'm here with you, and we could take these steps together, bro.
You
You know
made
what I
me
mean?
promise. You
Yeah,
said, Prince, I will do this if you promise me something. You
yeah,
remember?
I
It
remember.
was, and I was like, what's that? And you were like, as soon as you get off the truck and you get a chance, you start one too, bro.
Yep.
Those are my, if I'll do it
Hmm.
before you, if you can promise me that when you get off the
That you'll
truck,
just do it.
that
Yep.
you're going to do it too, bro.
Yep. And that's
That's a
where it all
fact.
kicked. That's where Pinpoint Gaming began. And shortly after, Prince Vision Gaming began. You know what I mean? And
And you
that
took
was
off, G. You took off. Like
yeah,
your
yeah.
creativity, it just started.
It just started coming after that, bro. Like, I
Yep.
I started to become inspired like I've never been inspired before. And the things that were inspiring me uh was I believe it was God at the end of the day, bro. I feel like I have a strong relationship with him. And when you ask, when you even if you don't ask, even if you're in a place where you're not sure how things are gonna go down, he tends to lead you in those life if it's meant for you. You know what I mean? So I would get inspiration that would just come off to the top of the dome. Like, where did that even come from? Like, and I'm gonna try to put this. Then I started watching you, and I'm like, okay, I'm super inspired now. Even if you go back to my old videos, I sound like you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yo,
like I was sounding like you.
you
Like
my bro.
we
Like,
had we had the same cadence pretty much. And
yep.
I kind of took it from you where I
And
was
that's
like, man,
okay.
yeah,
That's what we're
yeah.
here for. We're here to
Uh
learn from each other, bro.
Absolutely. And I was just like in a world that I know nothing about. And I have to learn because I got a taste of it. Hey, I'm enjoying this. And at the time, gaming was tight too. I don't know if it's age or just these games just suck nowadays. I still game. Like I'm big on Marvel Rivals,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
big on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 19 was the
Yeah.
first stream. That
Yep.
was the first. It wasn't no sport game. It was literally Modern Warfare, bro. Then I added some Madden. I was in the Madden league at the time too, so I added some Madden league
Bro, you
games in there.
created your own league, bro.
Yeah,
When I
yeah. I
seen that,
eventually,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, bro. I eventually created my own league in Call of Duty, the TGL, which was
That was
one
crazy.
of the funnest times when it comes to gaming. I didn't have to game. All I did was watch people and create a platform so they can enjoy it. And I didn't know it would mean that much to a lot of people, but it's crazy, bro. There's
We
people
just
that
talked about that.
his parents would watch him, and that's what they would cheer on to because they had a terminal sickness, so they didn't know how much time they had left. But the TGL brought the family together, bro. So
Look at
like,
that.
and that was things it's not even on my radar. But when you have something that's inspiring, motivating, fun, positive, whatever
And
the case may
challenges
be.
you.
And
And
yeah,
challenges you.
absolutely. Because I don't recommend no one try to just start a league and run it on your own, G.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that. That was tough work, bro. It
Mhm.
was tough. Like for me, not like I could have just been gaming, you know what I mean? And I would have been good with that. But I was watching, I gave everybody my platform so they can shine in it, bro. It wasn't even about me no more. I literally, out of the kindness of my heart, was like, I want y'all to shine, bro. Like, I'm gonna give y'all the opportunity and we'll see where it goes at the end of the day. And I still feel like it was a success, man. Uzziah just said something real quick. He said, I'm here, but eating dinner, fellas. Keep it going. Appreciate you, Uzi. Uzziah was the champion. You know what I mean? He
Yep.
wa-
I
we
remember.
we started off the TGL. We didn't have enough people for teams, so I made up like 1v1 triple threat Fredo four-way matches that Call of Duty don't even have on the playlist. I made it up so we can have an organized structure to see who's the best at the game. You know what I mean? And that brought eyes, and now we started getting more people and more people. Where we ran, I think it was a 4 team league, 6 team league, something like that. And yeah, it was awesome. I love inspiring people. I love sharing my passion, and having conversation is the
Sure.
thing I think I'm the most passionate about. I love listening to other people's perspective because I get a lot out of it.
Right.
When me and my wife were first married, bro, she never like I don't want to say never, but there's times she thought like I don't think he's paying attention right now.
Mm.
Because I would like after a conversation, I'm not fully the type to be like, okay, I could just share like you just shared. Like for
Right.
me, I need to process this. Like
Mm.
I just took everything in. And I will say things like a week later or a couple days later to let her know. Like she's like, oh snap, you were listening. I'm like, yeah, I just don't know how to
Right.
put it to word yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
how
Right.
my brain works. I see, I hear, I think, I meditate, and I get my ideas from it, or I get at least what I need to say or what I could take out of the conversation and inspire and be inspired by that. In order to, like live everyday life. It's just who I am. You know what I mean? You give me information, I'm gonna take the most advantage. out of that information and try to make it the best I could possibly make it, whether it's just a rebuttal, whether it's just I have to do something now with that information, no matter what it is. It's always been me. And I think as a man, I kind of realize like it's okay to be that way. It's a little different. Like I'm not a freestyler. You know what I mean? I used to freestyle for you, for me, for us. I
Yeah.
used to be like that. I was never good at it. I wouldn't freestyle in front of an audience. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right, right,
I would
right.
never do something like that, maybe to fool around or whatever. But I was more like I could write. You know what I mean? Like I could write. If I
Sure.
put pen to paper, I could write and really bring something to life. And that's pretty much who I am as an individual. And to answer your question in the longest way, that's how I'd
Sure.
answer it. Yeah.
Well, I got one more for you when it comes to that, but I kind of just want to extend what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Um, which is when as we mature and as we become men, and I'm glad that you used your wife as an example, is that maybe when we were coming up in certain instances, we weren't able to articulate ourselves
Mm,
very well.
yeah.
But as men, two things are very important, at least in my opinion.
Mm,
That's the ability to communicate, because that's necessary. You know,
yeah.
there's so many people that we could probably name off in our lives that were men that were examples, but they didn't really communicate very
Yeah.
well.
Mhm,
And that affected us to a
mhm,
degree because we had to learn certain things on our own. And like you said, process them when all it had to be was a matter of communication. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And to just add the exclamation on what you were saying, and my translation of it is articulation.
Mm,
You know, now that I've gotten the information and I want to communicate it, how do I articulate it in the way that I want to come across? You know what I'm
mm,
saying? That's mature, that's understanding, and show you ultimately that I heard you.
yeah.
You know, that's the beauty of our own personality and charisma.
Yeah.
Is like as men, is like you might not have thought I was, but when I'm able to communicate and articulate, I think that's what we get out of it being who we are. Is like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I was understood. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely.
So I
And
understand what you mean by that.
and with our relationship too, bro, our brotherhood, it's a non-judgment. You know what I mean? No, you could
Sure.
bring whatever to the table, and neither of us are gonna judge what's gonna come out of the mouth. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like whatever, even if it's shocking. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, hey, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's I think we set the perfect examples for each other, and for those who want to be a brother figure, a big brother figure,
Right.
whatever a father figure, whatever a son, you know what I mean, like a daughter, whatever it is, bro.
And
I
that was a
think
lot
it
of
sets a
trial and
few.
error.
Yeah.
That was a lot of ego clashing. Let's be
Yep.
real, YouTube. We're
a
just gonna
hundred
keep it
percent.
real.
Yeah.
Because these type of relationships, these type of brotherhoods have to be tested in certain areas.
Yep.
You know, and me being like Ken said earlier in the pod, an instigator in a way. Like I know how I can be.
Mm,
So there was times where I would challenge Penn on purpose,
yeah.
knowing that what I said could be somewhat overwhelming or
Yep.
overbearing. But then I would come back and be vulnerable and tell him
Mhm,
something that most people wouldn't like. Why would you instigate a situation and then come back with vulnerable information? He's going to do the same thing to you.
yep.
And it was on purpose. It was to let him know that, hey, bro, I might speak strongly about a
Mhm,
particular topic, but I'm going to give you the floor to speak your piece. It ain't
yep.
just one sided.
Right.
And the more we did that, it became like an unspoken law. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Mhm,
he would recognize when it was happening. He became smarter. He
mhm,
would shoot his little shots. I would, you know what I'm saying?
yep.
Realize when it was happening. And then again, it just evolved the respect and the understanding between two people in their own lane. And that takes
100%.
work, man. It
Yeah.
takes work.
Working time, man. That's the
The
only way. A lot of
willingness.
conversations, a lot of regular conversations and uncomfortable conversations.
Exactly.
Conversations,
Vulnerabilities, man.
exactly. Man.
So
Absolutely.
here's, if I don't ask any other questions tonight, bro,
Yeah.
just from my perspective and
Mm,
like the people again that are tuning into the Pinzon, they're gonna get to know you more and more and more.
yeah.
Um, just a vulnerable moment. If you can't name three, just give me one. Just give
All
me
right.
two.
Mm,
But the question was, what are three things about yourself that you've had to overcome
okay.
to be the person that you are today?
I had to overcome a lot of stuff. All right, I never
Right.
had the yeah.
Just
There's a
one,
lot,
two,
bro.
or three. Like you
There's
can pick
a lot.
one, you can pick
There's a lot,
two.
bro. All right, so
But for the
uh,
people, whatever you feel comfortable sharing
one
with the
thing
people.
one thing I needed to overcome was accepting how my military term ended.
Mm,
Learning to accept that, learning to learn and grow, but pretty much physically on my own trying to figure it out because when I left the military, before I left, life was a certain way. And when I came back, everything changed, bro. It was like Avatar, the Fire Nation attacked. You know what I mean? I came back to that, like, what the where'd everybody go?
right,
Nino and Mikey, we used to go to the same church. Now they don't go to that church anymore. There was beef right there, and now they skip churches, and some people left with his father, and it was like, what? Like, what are we talking about? This is church, bro. Like, why are we making this politics? It don't make no
right.
sense to me.
You didn't realize
Uh,
out of sight, out of mind was so powerful. Like,
yeah. Like, so that adjustment time, I really had to figure out who I was. You know what I mean?
right,
And that's why I'm always and forever grateful for the conversations that we did had, because it helped me find my path. You know what I mean? Those conversations, those difficult conversations that you were just talking about, it helped me found my path. You know what I'm saying? And figure out my pretty much my own how I want my life to look like and how do I want to be remembered in this world.
right.
Another difficult aspect was um
That's one. Number two.
yeah, that's one. Number two, another difficult aspect was becoming a father and how
Mm,
priority changed and how life itself changed. And that was the hardest transition of my life, bro.
mm,
Because naturally it wasn't about me anymore.
mm.
Now it's about this little human being that I
Mm,
need to raise, I need to take care of. I need to make sure if I don't take care of him, he can die. His life is literally in my hands. So I have to figure this out with no knowledge of how to really be a
right,
father, you know what I'm saying, to this
right,
individual right here, you know what I mean? Because every
right,
baby is different. You
right.
can talk to a dad and he can tell you how it was to raise your kid, but guess what? That kid ain't my kid. It is
My mom
completely
always said,
different.
"You never know till you have
Yeah.
your own, bro. You
Until you
never know
have your own
till you have your
100%.
own, bro."
So that adjustment time of finding what I want to do as a passion, finding inspiration to want to do as my as a passion. Because honestly, I just want to spend time with him. I just want him
Hey,
in my arms. I just want to
mm,
hold him. Like I just want to nurture him and take care of him. I want to make sure my wife is good, and it's same with her too. Like it's a complete adjustment. And that's another one. I won't go too far because we're running out of time right now.
sure, sure, sure,
Um,
absolutely.
and the third one would be transitioning from gaming to this podcast right here. This was
Mm,
not an easy thing for me. I lost my love for streaming. I lost my love for gaming in general. Um, Call of Duty really can mess with you in the head, bro. It really can, especially when you're dedicating hours and
sure,
hours every single day
right, right.
on this dumb game that just pisses you off eventually to your core.
Yep,
And I kind of felt that where I was at a place now where I was like, I don't have motivation to stream. I don't have even motivation to talk to them. I don't even want to get out of bed to keep it funky, bro. I just want to
right,
chill here, even though I just can't do that. But I don't want to do anything right now. Like, I need to figure out how to just bounce back from this, bro. Like I'm just burned out. I feel like that's burnout. I'm tired. I've never experienced burnout before. This was a first for me, and from gaming, from streaming.
right,
I
right, right,
I,
right,
I would have never thought me like with my mind, ain't no
right,
way.
right.
But it was a challenge, and I remember making a couple videos or doing a couple lives, and I did it, and then I would rewatch it, and I'm like, that ain't it, man. Like I know what I want, but I can't. I don't know what it is with me. Like I couldn't really think it through. It's just like I
Sure.
have to figure this out. And I got the opportunity to co-host El Divino Vegas Chop Shop. And I'm very thankful for El Divino, man. Very good dude, man. Brother, a brother, a brother, a brother, a brother.
Shout
And
out Nino.
he was doing his stuff, and I would coach him and help him out, like how to improve. He would ask me questions, and there was a time where I was like, "Look, that's his stuff. He's making content for it. I'm seeing the guests that he has. They're making their own content. They have their own stuff going on, and I'm just here, just co-hosting when I need a co-host without providing
Mm,
any content for myself, and that did not sit right with me.
sure.
I felt like that's lazy. I'm just on somebody else's thing and I'm not doing any work for myself. Like, that's not me. That's
Right.
not who I am. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this right. And what Mike did for me was he was like, I have a family plan with StreamYard, which is where I'm streaming right now, if you didn't know. And he was like, I could put I got this family plan for my father, and he never did anything, and I gave it to somebody else, and they never did anything with it. So I'll just I'll give it to you because I know you'll do something with it. And here we are now, being able to, and that was like the
Mm,
kickstart of like, I can start this podcast stuff now. We can
right.
have real conversations now where it can be how I want it to be. It can look
Right.
however I want it to look. Shout out to Chat GBT too for all the help that it gives me. And when it comes to the creation aspect of
Sure.
everything, because I have a great brain of creation, but when my hand goes to paper, something falls off. You know what I mean?
Hey
Like
man, we live in
it's just not for me.
2026
Yeah,
now, bro.
yeah.
Like we have
I
to utilize the tools that are there
yeah.
for us. You know what I'm
So I
saying? Like,
utilize the tools and I learned StreamYard. Like Mikey gave me like this is what it is. I learned what the potential with StreamYard can be. And so that's why the streams have been looking a lot different lately. Like, and
sure.
I told the people who know my goal in these conversations, in these streams, in these lives, podcasts, whatever you want to call it. I want y'all to think this is pre-recorded until you see me commenting with the chat. That's how I
Mm,
want it to be. I want y'all to think, oh, it's clearly pre-recorded before all this happens. No, no. Let's see what chat has to say real quick. You know what I
right.
mean? And letting
Right.
them know like this dude's talking live with it. And I wanted to bring that to the table because I know it'll be something that people just aren't doing. And I know
Sure.
the way I can do it will be unique in itself.
Mm,
Joe Rogan has a podcast. Everyone in the world, it seems like every famous person has a podcast. NBA players, NFL players, announcers, retired players. It seems like everyone is podcasting right now. But I felt like I could bring myself to the table here and really present my dream to
sure.
everybody,
Sure.
and that's to talk sports, it's to inspire, it's to motivate, and it's to have different conversations and giving other people that same opportunity to have a platform like this, to be a part of the platform, to use it for their platform, whatever the case may be, because that stayed with me.
Right.
That stayed with me since the beginning. That's how you was all the way in the beginning.
Come
And that
on.
brotherhood, it just stuck with me. And it's part of who I am. It's part of my DNA now. You know what I mean? So that's those are the three things, bro. Keep it funky with you. Those are the one, two, three right there.
You said a lot, Penn, because I know we're running out of time, but I'm just going to summarize everything I heard you talking
Yep.
about, which is things will always continue to evolve. And the difference between winning and losing is your mentality and the ability to keep going. You might not finish how you start. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what's important is to continue to find out who you are, know where you come from, know that you've never changed from being that person. It's not about being, especially the older we get, um, brash or loud or proud of things. It's putting in the work, putting in the behind the scenes, and understanding that there are people in place. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you said, there's too much jealousy out here. We're too old for all of that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize that it takes a strong support team to provide, whether it be just a feeling for that day or an idea or the passcode to the studio, whatever role they play, it starts with you and it continues through them and it all comes together as a unit. Even if they're not on stage at the moment being highlighted or talked about, when you have those one-on-ones with them and you spend your time with them, they know. They know they were part of the process. And I think as men, the men that we were, the men that we've always been, and the men that we want to continue to be, is finding that in the world that we live in, is always being able to represent what's true and authentic and be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And help people.
100%,
That
bro.
that's what I'm getting from what you're saying, bro. It's like,
That that's it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty
right,
much the
to be
summary of it all.
ourselves in a
Yeah,
room full of people that want to be themselves, and we still make it
exactly.
work. You know what I mean? And
Exactly, bro.
we're still able to tip our glass to you and say, "Yo, we saw what you did, bro.
Yep.
Like
And we
that was
salute the
fire.
work. We see the work
Yeah,
and we respect the work.
that's fire."
Even if I'm not a fan of the content of whoever it could be,
Sure,
I still respect the work, and that gives the salute. But
exactly.
that's a wrap for today, ladies and gentlemen. Prince, thank you. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I know
No,
you've been
thank
waiting
you.
for a long time, and this is a first of many. Let it be known right now.
Sure.
My podcast is a little bit different. I'm breaking it down in the playlist section. We're gonna have a boxing episode with Nino, and we're gonna have Prince in the boxing episodes as well too, because we got to. You know what I mean? We talked that since we met. You know what I mean? Boxing is
Honorary
life
guest on the
on it. You
panel.
know what I mean?
I'll chime in
So
when necessary.
so we gonna have Prince in that too. Prince is gonna be a co-host with me from the road to the zone. These are the titles on the playlist. So you're gonna see a lot of Prince vision, and we're gonna get things rolling where he can stream it on his platform as well too. So stay tuned for everyone who subscribed to Prince the Trucker. We're gonna figure it out sooner rather than later. I'm gonna have my own episodes. I have episodes of the Chop Shop. I will have special guest episodes trying to get Uzziah up in one of the episodes. We already collaborated. If you don't know, he was on he has his own channel called Grub and Grind on YouTube. Look in my collaboration section on my front page, and you'll see our first video that we collaborated with.
Shout
There's
out to
a
Uzi.
lot of different things that's going down with the Pinzon, and this is just my vision of having multiple people who I trust, I can call brother, and even special guests that I would like to have conversations with. And we will have separate episodes for each topic from the Pin Zone. But the Pin Zone is the podcast, and we're gonna have some cool structures coming for you guys here in the near future. I hope you guys have enjoyed our time today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content that is being pulled out over these last couple weeks. There is going to be plenty more to come.
That man working. That man working, y'all. He
Yeah,
working. He
I'm working.
working.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, and it's gonna keep coming because I'm extremely inspired right now. But thank you, Prince, for joining me again, ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen. I am your host, Pin. This is my co-host, Prince the Trucker, in from the road to the zone. A Prince the Trucker and Pin the Pin Zone promotions. This, my friends, is Pin again. Take it easy. To the next one, my filthy animals. Bye bye.